two debutants, and it's just a great time to support Collingwood. Let me tell you why. So before I get into my why, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. On our way to 10,000, we're 2,200 or so off, 2,200 or so off. And yeah, if you can hit that subscribe button, it's free. It'll be amazing. It supports the channel, supports me. And yeah, I love you all so much. But now, I want to talk to you about why it's such a great time to support Collingwood and what this club is doing at the moment. So in the last 30 minutes, we've had news of two debutants playing on Friday night. So we're looking at Ed Allen to make his debut against his home crowd on Friday night, and Will Parker. So Will Parker was just playing for, I think, the Hobart Hurricanes in the T20 just recently, like 100 days ago. He played his last match, last cricket match. 3 months ago, he was formally signed to Collingwood. So pretty much 3 months ago to this exact day, he was signed to Collingwood, and now smashing it in the VFL, and now he's making a debut as a Cat B rookie. He was touted to go top 20 in the draft, picked cricket instead, and now he's playing for the Pies. That is just amazing. And I think a lot of the credit, or majority of the credit, obviously goes to our coaching stuff, but to Josh Fraser and Neville Jetta, the development coach, and Josh Fraser, the head of VFL, what he's been able to do, or what they've been able to do for these young players and setting them up for senior level. Now, you only have to look back to, I think it was probably the Carlton game, maybe a week before the Carlton game, where we started getting all these injuries. They started surmounting, right? Harvey Harrison comes in. Lockie Sullivan debuts. Joe Richards debuts. Finn McRae is finding form. Reef McInnes. Jack Bytel, I know he got concussed, but he still played against West Coast. And now we've got two more debutants. So we've debuted 4 players to the best of my... 4 players at the moment? Yeah, I think it's 4 players at the moment, which is just absolutely insane and incredible. And this is why it's just such a good time to support the Pies. Now, I know it's easy to say, look, it's a great time to support the Pies because we're winning, because we won the premiership last year, and that's definitely a part of it. That's definitely like, oh my God, yeah, obviously we're going to support the Pies because they're winning. But I think it's an exciting time to support the Pies because you look at our injury list, right? We had 14 on the injury list. Yes, Bo and Checkers will come back this week, so that brings it down to a dozen. But, and I've said this in the last couple of videos, that injury list, yes, it's shit and it sucks, and I wish we didn't have 14 players. Look at St Kilda, they got 1 person on the injury list, which is absolutely incredible, and that's amazing. But the positive is we get to see these VFL players go into the AFL system, the senior system. And, you know, you don't see a lot of clubs are forced to do that. We're definitely forced to do that. Richmond have been forced to do that. West Coast previously were forced to do that as well. So it's not a new concept that VFL players are playing in the AFL. But I think for Collingwood, it is a bit of a new concept or thereabouts. The positive and most exciting thing about supporting the Pies, and I just tweeted it, is that, you know, there was a big cloud hanging over us in regards to our depth. Okay, we've had a couple of players like Finn McRae, Reef McInnes, Ash Johnson, who have played a little bit of senior footy. But now we get to see players that we probably wouldn't have seen thanks to these injuries that have happened to these players. We get to see Will Parker. He's not debuting this year if we didn't have to. Ed Allen probably would have. Joe Richards, if Jamie Elliott's playing, Ed Allen's probably not. Joey Richards is probably not playing. If Mitchell and Jordan De Goey are in, Lockie Sullivan's probably not debuting. It's these things where you're finding finding a positive in a negative, and that's what this is doing. And it's such an exciting prospect because look, these players are probably not going to play the entire season when we start getting. I think we have 7 premiership players in our injury list at the moment. So when those players start coming back in, these players will move back into the VFL, which is fair enough. Unless they keep them out, who bloody knows at the moment, right? But because we're getting our depth tested and we're getting these VFL kids into senior spots against really good opposition, well, anyone in the AFL is a good opposition when you're playing against VFL players, right? That's not to say that VFL players aren't good. You know what I'm trying to say. You know exactly what I'm trying to say. it's exciting because we get to feel reassured that our depth can match it with AFL players. I tweeted about it just earlier today where Jordan De Goey was ruled out for the game. We'll talk about more of this about on our preview for the game. But Jordan De Goey was ruled out and everyone's saying, oh, Fremantle's midfielders are going to run riot. Before that Carlton game, there was no Jordan De Goey, no Tom Mitchell. So we were without our two of our best midfielders, Mitchell doing the hard ball work and Jordan De Goey just being Jordan De Goey. Up against the best clearance side, the best stoppage side in the competition, one of the best midfielders in the competition. And we beat them. And that was on the back of Lockie Sullivan absolutely smashing it in that game as well, right? Nick Dacos moves into the midfield. That doesn't happen. And Jack Crisp moves predominantly into the midfield. That doesn't happen without these injuries. So we're seeing, and I've said it before, this chameleon side of Collingwood, where we knew some players could play in different positions, but now we're seeing it a lot more. Still side bottom to the half back line. And it's just, like I keep saying it, it's just an exciting time to be a Collingwood supporter because, you know, in 6 weeks' time, let's just say it's round 19, we have a couple of our players, touch wood they won't, a couple of our players go down, and then you go, oh shit, we have to play Joe Richards, Lockie Sullivan, Will Parker. They haven't played AFL before. We're going to get smashed and that's going to drop out of the top 4. That's probably what we would have had if we didn't have this patch here where we've got all of these injuries. Now it gets to round 23, semi-final one, who knows? And 2 players go down, you go, oh, awesome. Joey Richards gets to play. Awesome. Lockie Sullivan gets in. Awesome. Will Parker gets in. Ed Allen gets in because we know and we're excited. And we're not just basing it on VFL. Like, I guess we are basing it on VFL form. But we're basing it as well on look what they've did in that chunk of their AFL game time. Look how they've grabbed their opportunity by the balls, right? That's what they've grabbed it by and just taken it and run. And I think that the thing is as well is we're winning, right? I haven't seen one Collingwood supporter use injuries as an excuse. And I know it's a bit easier when you're not losing. If you're losing, you go, okay, but we've had X, Y, and Z out. And you know, I would have probably done that in the past as well. But these players are playing their role. You see other teams bring in some of their VFL players or seconds, and they're just not as good as they should be. We're setting up our VFL players for success in the AFL, and we're getting that. And it's just absolutely incredible. And yes, the injuries suck, but I'm so excited. And we get to see it again on Friday with 2 more debutants. It's the VFL Avengers. I've been saying this for weeks. They're the VFL Avengers, and I'm here for it. You know I'm a big Marvel and DC fan. You know, it's the Justice League of the VFL. It's the VFL Avengers, whatever you want to call them. I'm so bloody excited. You can't wipe the smile on my face. Yes, we might lose some games, but we're getting games into these young guys, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and that's why it's an exciting time to be a Collingwood supporter. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited? Who are you most excited for? But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tay family, tay friends, tay pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.